Happy Monday. We are on the Crown Chakra this week. So woohoo, or whenever you're seeing this video, you are divinely guided to see this video when you see it. So hello, my name is Vanessa I, and I am a spiritual healer and guide, have different identifications and roles in this world, but essentially what I love to do is guide the souls that are ready to go inward and heal, align, and transform their life into their abundant soul purpose. Soul purpose is my number one thing that I am all about ever since my journey started in 2016. And so today, what we're going to talk about is activating our crown chakra, our connection to all things, right? So this beautiful center, when this center is activated, we feel the connection to all things. We feel, and not just feel, but we also see a little bit of ourselves in everyone that we meet. And this is just such a beautiful, beautiful way to see life. It is a perspective. It's a higher perspective of consciousness to see that you are everyone, and everyone is you. And when we begin to see this way, all of a sudden the judgments that we cast out on other people, the anger that we have towards other people, our frustrations, jealousy, guilt or shame, resentments with other people, feeling betrayed, we begin to realize on this spiritual journey as we journey inward, right? That's just how I'm viewing myself. When we are upset or have resentments against someone else, it's because there's something within us that hasn't been healed yet. And so it's triggering a wound that we have within ourselves. And so I attract a lot of individuals that struggle with their sense of worthiness. They're uncertain about their path. They began the spiritual journey and they don't know which direction to go. They lack clarity, direction, confidence in themselves, a sense of worthiness, a sense of empowerment. And they're just confused and lost, and essentially lost their flame for whatever it is that they do also. So these people have something in common, and this used to be me, and it's still a practice, right? When we are identified with our mind, this creates suffering. I just made a post a little bit earlier that the second noble truth from the Buddha is identifying with the mind causes suffering. And so I have gone through many, many seasons of ego deaths, is a term, but essentially it's detaching from everything that you know, all people and all things, and you have really no sense of self. So why this is so powerful is because we get our sense of worth from our role in the world, our status, our partner, the things that we have. It's a constant journey outward into what can I do to make myself happy and escape pain. And we're doing what we're told, that this is what's gonna, if I get to this certain place, then I'm gonna be happy, I'm gonna have this, this sense of empowerment, I'm gonna feel joyful, I'm gonna feel free. But then the search continues on for your whole entire life. People live their whole entire lives chasing that next high, if you will. Some people take the addiction route with drugs and alcohol, sex, but also just the things that we have, even trying to get the next level, the next level, the next level. Now, I don't want to get this confused with improvement and to not continue developing as a person. But the problem is when your sense of worth is identified with who you are in the world, this limits you. Because essentially who you are does not add up to whoever you are in the world. You are an infinite being. And your mind can't understand that. Mine can't understand that. We can't even fathom the amount of magic that we have within us. We're just barely touching the surface of who we truly are. When I began my spiritual journey, I started with those questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What's my purpose? Now, those questions are very, very powerful questions to ask a spirit within you. And you'll receive answers. But what's funny is that it changes. As your journey changes and as you go through life, it changes. And what I've noticed from the moment that I awakened, when I was 18, is that who I am began to be simplified more and more and more, but also became more and more complex at the same time. That it was something that my mind could not even quantify. It wasn't tangible. You're not tangible. So releasing our attachments to any partners, animals, family, people in your life, things around you, your social status, your role in the world, your car, your money. This is so crucial on your journey of truly knowing thyself. And to put up some caution flags, it's not as easy as I'm making it sound. Because those moments of true detachment were the scariest points in my life. Because it's literally like the ego is losing itself. So it's like experiencing death, but being alive for it. Now, not every single time is it like that. But if this is not a practice that you're familiar with, and you're actually doing a detachment process, it can be really, really scary for the ego to lose its sense of self. It's losing who it thinks it is. You're losing who you think you are. But through that journey of transcendence, each time we shed our identifications of who we think we are and who we need to be for this role and this status and this way of life, life begins to get simpler and simpler and simpler. We begin to truly know. And this voice doesn't have words. It's a presence. And so when I'm working with clients that are suicidal, depressed, really, really lost and confused, what's beautiful, and I actually read this last night in the Book of Secrets by Deepak Chopra. If you want to check it out, I highly recommend that book. I'm taking my time with it because it's very, very juicy. But there was an aspect in there that Deepak mentioned, which is bringing consciousness to your shadows alchemizes them. How is that? How is it that bringing consciousness, bringing awareness to these darker parts of us actually transforms them? Is that what that means? Yes, that is what that means. So in other words, us as creatures, as humans, we're so scared of change when we're so scared of connection. We can see it especially now in the world, how scared of connection and how scared we are of change, which is all ego-based, by the way. that wants to stay the same. This is how things is. This is how everything works. Everything outside of that is hogwash. Okay? So when we bring awareness to the darker aspects of ourselves, our darker feelings, we actually begin to transform them. How is this? Because I thought I was told to not, pay attention to my anxiety, not pay attention to my fear, not pay attention to the guilt, like just do things to get rid of it, right? But something beautiful happens when we allow ourselves to feel whatever it is that we're feeling. And so instead of repressing our emotions, putting words together in my mind, holding space for our emotions, holding space for our feelings, we get to transform them. And this brings us closer and closer to who we truly are. And it's actually a gift to experience these emotions. We are emotional creatures. Our emotions actually have a lot of power behind them. And with law of attraction, Abraham Hicks, if you listen to any of that, our emotional guidance system. You can know exactly how you're doing through your emotional state. And so the balancing of our emotional state is extremely important. The more that we hold space for our emotions and get to know our emotional body, which is our feminine essence, life gets deeper and deeper and deeper. There's so many people, perhaps you're one of them, that are really scared to feel. But it's a really beautiful thing to feel. It's actually why we're here. We're experiencing consciousness. We're experiencing ourselves separate so that we can experience ourselves. Connecting with people, having experiences, going on adventures. Those feelings that we can access, and they get deeper and deeper and deeper when we hold space for ourselves. And this also means that when you are feeling a negative emotion, instead of trying to get away from it, just sitting in the silence and allowing yourself to feel what it is that you're feeling, it transforms it. Maybe not that instant, but definitely after a few minutes. I've experienced this myself when I am experiencing fear or anxiety, guilt. I'll just tune into it and like, okay, this is how I'm feeling. I'm going to hold space for this part of myself that's feeling this way. And I say the word hold space. A very beautiful, beautiful concept of holding space. Holding space for yourself to feel your feelings, and then you get to release them. And through intention, that, okay, I'm holding space for myself to alchemize these feelings, to learn from them. What are these emotions trying to teach me? What are these feelings trying to teach me? Or are they just passing through? Even like cravings that we get, that's actually our body detoxing whatever it is that we ate. That's when cravings start. Similar thing. Yes, Melissa, it is so simple, and yet we forget. But that's exactly why I'm just here to help you remember. Woo! As I throw sticks all over the place. So, releasing our attachments and our identifications, a practice that you can do, is just becoming aware of your attachments. That's a beautiful place to begin. I suggest definitely working with a healer or a mentor to dive deeper into that process, to have someone hold space for you, whether that's me or someone else, hold space for you so that you can really be in your process. And that's the most beautiful thing about having a guide, which I will be launching a video later today of how important it is to have someone hold space for you and how it transforms your life, and how it took me from a broke massage therapist, super unhealthy, super unhappy, to 3.5 times in my business in 1 year, moving out, having my own apartment, and falling in love with myself and the people around me. So watch out for that. I love you all so much. Becoming aware of your attachments, becoming aware of your identifications, and simply setting the intention. Allow me to become aware of my attachments. You'll know by any clinging. Think of the word of attachment. It's like a clinging. Clinging of the mind creates suffering. So whatever you're clinging on to, contract and then relax and let it go. Easier said than done. It's a practice, but holding space for yourself will help you. If you experience yourself clinging, okay, I'm bringing awareness and holding space for that aspect of me that is clinging. And I want to know how fast it alchemizes for you. So feel free to reach out to me. I love you all so much. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. Adios.